Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're diving into a new story called The Mafia Nanny. Before we get started, please like and subscribe to my channel. It really helps me make more videos like this. Our story begins with Davina, standing on a balcony, looking down at the guests arriving for a grand party. To her, the world was filled with magic, and her life seemed like an endless celebration. Her parents always provided everything she needed, and she never questioned where it all came from. She adored them so much that she didn't realize who they truly were until that fateful night at the party. A fire broke out, and suddenly everything changed. Davina discovered that her parents might have had enemies, or perhaps they were someone else's enemies. Amidst the chaos, her parents armed themselves with weapons and ordered the nanny to take Davina out of the house. The nanny carried her to safety, and by the time the sun rose, everything had turned to ashes. Her home was gone, and her parents had died in the fire. The nanny asked Davina to come with her, promising to make her stronger than her enemies. Davina wanted to know if she could ever be as strong as her nanny, but the nanny's primary job was to care for children. However, she assured Davina that she would teach her to protect others like herself, who had also become orphans. Davina finally understood what she meant, and we see a time skip of 8 years. Now at the Elite Nanny Academy, or ENA, Davina had been training to build her strength. Mrs. Bremerton, the nanny who saved her, had taken her in and raised her. She had become the headmistress of the ENA, and Davina was finally ready for her first assignment. The headmistress, Mrs. Bremerton, mentions that Mr. Angelini's proposal is incredibly generous. She offers him a nanny with decades of experience for the payment he's providing, but Mr. Angelini insists on someone who has never worked for anyone before. She then presents him with a list of recent graduates, and Mr. Angelini asks if they are all qualified. The headmistress explains that the graduates have mastered various skills in the ENA program, such as child development, first aid, combat, driving, cybersecurity, and many other areas. When asked why he specifically needs an elite nanny, Mr. Angelini recalls a troubling event that happened while Angelini was busy with his work as a mafia boss. He was threatening someone to deliver books on time. Suddenly, his young son interrupted, asking for milk along with the books. Both Angelini and the person he was threatening were surprised as they turned to look at the cute, blonde-haired boy who had asked for chocolate milk. Angelini tried to quiet his son, but the boy wouldn't listen. The person hurriedly brought some milk, nervously offering it while both father and son argued. Frustrated, Angelini hoisted his son onto his shoulder and stormed out of the place. Back in the present, Angelini explains to the headmistress that his son's mother has passed away and that his work does not provide childcare. The headmistress inquires about the specific qualifications he's looking for in a nanny. Angelini slides a profile sheet toward her, and she is surprised to see it belongs to Davina. Though Davina's specialty was in cybersecurity, not a typical skill needed for a child's nanny, Angelini is adamant that she is the one he wants. The headmistress tries to recommend other nannies, but for some reason, he insists on Davina. Meanwhile, Davina enters the headmistress's office, excited to hear she's finally been assigned to a job. However, the headmistress clarifies that she didn't choose her for the job. She was specifically selected by the client himself. She then reveals that the client is Gabriel Angelini. Hearing the name, Davina is suddenly reminded of an old news article about the fire at her family home. It was rumored that the Angelinis were responsible for the fire, though nothing had ever been proven. Seeing Angelini's file brings back memories of the infamous Mafia family. Noticing Davina's reaction, the headmistress, who feels sympathy for her, tries to convince her not to take the assignment. But Davina is determined. She feels she owes everything to the headmistress, and this could be her only chance to find out the truth about what happened that tragic night. Davina accepts the offer, and the headmistress asks if she is doing it for the right reasons. Davina firmly responds that the child needs protection, and she's the best person for the job. But if she happens to learn more about the fire along the way, it would only be a bonus. Stay tuned for more as we dive deeper into Davina's first assignment with the Angelini family and uncover the mysteries hidden in her past.